So let's start with the session. So thank you so much and good morning everyone. And this is for the first time we are meeting in the Catalyst session, though we have had a wonderful session on Friday wherein few of you joined in. But this is the first opportunity after the new year has started. We are meeting. So a very happy new year to everyone, because January at least we can keep wishing everyone, each other, a happy new year after especially the year which has gone by. Right, so happy new year everyone, and thank you so much. We would be we are in the final module of Catalyst, as we all are aware of, and we would be talking about a very important topic today. This is the leaders talk for this module, and as we all know, this is the stakeholder management as a topic. And we talked about the importance of the topic when we started with the session. So Tarun, for each module we have two sessions. So the part one was taken by the other trainer about a month back, and today we have you with us to share your experiences around stakeholder management. But before we start with the session, I would like to give a brief introduction about the speaker, and I would start with thanking Tarun for accepting this invite from us, because when we were discussing about various leaders who can do justice to the topics, so stakeholder management, naturally, our first choice was Tarun, and we reached out to him for taking up this topic, not because he hold the portfolio which is about how do you manage that personal branding for the organization also, but also he's known known for his stakeholder management, and you can very well see the way this wallpaper, because it was not by design, it was not, I would say, we planned for. But when I saw and looked at the wallpaper, again it I would say reinforced the idea that, oh yes, we really picked the right leader to talk on this. So a brief about Tarun. So you all know Tarun heads the marketing communication portfolio for the organization, and he is a leader who has over 2 decades of experience in the IT, BPO and ITS industry across global markets. He's a well-rounded business development and a solution in a product sales, alliances and channels, focused key account and customer focused general manager. He has worked with closely with CXO and a board levels member, and Tarun has driven and delivered significant business growth throughout his career. He demonstrates strong entrepreneurial spirit as he established multiple European product vendors in the Indian and the SAARC market, achieving over 80% market share within first 18 months of operations. His success is largely based around the establishment of shared vision, working in partnership with clients and other commercial organization, and not to forget the kind of relationship and the way he has been managing all these stakeholders so efficiently, that has made him a successful leader in wherever he is in his career right now. And Tarun, we would like to understand from you for this group what it takes to build these relationship with these key stakeholders, and why is it important, how does it help for any one of us to grow up in the career. And since we are at the cusp, the group is at the cusp of that leadership, wherein whatever we are doing it good. We have that domain knowledge. And while we are moving towards that leadership role, how stakeholder management becomes important, and what role does it play in the success of any leader? And with that, over to you, Tarun, and thank you so much once again for accepting this request for taking this session.
Thank you so much, Chanchal, and very good morning and happy new year to all of you. And thank you so much for inviting me and providing me with the opportunity to share some of my life's precious experiences with you all. But let me just start by saying that please don't worry. It's not that complex as the topic. It may seem that I am delivering a talk, but what I would be doing is just sharing some of my life's precious learnings and experiences with you all. While we say that, let's just brush through, and as we go through this journey of this talk, uh, you should remember that a stakeholder has a vested interest in a company and can either affect or be affected by a business operations and performance. It's as simple as that. I don't think we need to. I mean, we've got a lot of experts already on this call in terms of stakeholders and who understand shareholders and stakes in this call. But this is a very, very brief overview. If we move to the next one, next slide, what you can see is that while we spoke a little bit about stakeholders, shareholders have a financial interest. So they do not have a long-term need for the company or and can exit at any point of time. So that's the major difference between stakeholders and shareholders. Uh, if we just move forward, please. Okay. Now let's look at this for a few seconds, and what you would realize is that the primary stakeholders includes its investors, employees, customers, and the suppliers. And however, with the increasing attention on corporate social responsibility, our communities, governments, and trade associations are also regarded as our stakeholders. So you would see from all of this that we are just trying to understand the terminology as stakeholders, which we all know, but it's more trying to refresh each other. Now, this is a time where we also have a look at one more video. I just wanted to make it more of videos and images rather than just talking it about so that the message gets much more into it. So please, can you play the video? This is the story of a soldier and the horse.
A
And some
soldier
of you
and his horse. Once a soldier was given a horse. He was very happy. During the battle, he took good care of the horse. He fed him with corn and hay and took great care of him. In return, the horse proudly carried the soldier on his back during the battle. However, when the battle was over, the soldier neglected the horse. He did not even feed the horse properly. Sometimes the soldier made the horse carry heavy loads while he visited the market. The horse had become very weak. After a few months, the soldier was again called to fight a battle for his country. He was very excited. He got ready and placed the saddle on the horse. As soon as he tried to sit on the horse fell down. The horse sadly said, "You will now have to fight on your foot. When you did not need me, you neglected me. You turned me from a horse to a donkey. Now I cannot fight like a war horse." The soldier was very sad hearing this. He realized his mistake and felt very sorry for mistreating the horse. The moral of the story is always treat others with respect.
So what I mean, it's some things what we all went through while we were at our kindergarten or early years of our education, and nothing is different. And what I'll do over the course is to make you feel that how simple it is. And so, while the foremost message in this fable is that we must treat everyone with respect, that also implies that we must look after and manage things that are important to us. Right. So let's move to the next one. So the process of stakeholder management involves four key aspects: identifying stakeholders, analyzing their needs and expectations, communicating with them, and planning and implementing various tasks to engage with them. Very, very important. And we must remember that no man is an island. Every project you work on involves other people. You depend on them for crucial support, investment, and resources. And that's all about cross collaboration, cross cultural collaboration, and what we try to achieve in Sopra Steria and Sopra banking software as well: cross DUs, cross Bs, cross function collaboration. So you would be able to slowly and gradually relate to this. Should we move to the next one, please? So on this one, I wouldn't play the video, but I'm sure you all would have heard the story of the lion and the mouse. And what it teaches us something, a very, very simple message, that we need to be ready to network anytime, any place, and with anyone. Even the small and the weak may someday help those who are mightier than themselves. Uh, and while I was preparing for this session, I couldn't think of a better example of a stakeholder management than that of a New Zealand police, who do a great job of engaging their community online. So not only with their Facebook and Twitter accounts, but with also with this hilarious recruitment video that went viral now with over 1.5 million views. What they did was they communicate in a way that stakeholders can relate to, with a mix of funny content in everyday language and local humor. The New Zealand police engage their local community through social media at a large scale, which is a very, very good thing to do. And they set the example of a great stakeholder management in the right model. Coming on to having set the context, and I'm sure you all know or you have refreshed your memories on stakeholder and stakeholder management, let me share some of my personal experiences with you all. So, my life's journey is all about making connections with people, hearing their stories, and learning from their experiences. And of course, using them to chart my own growth story. So, let me share my real life experience and learnings with you. So, right from the childhood to the school days to my corporate tenure, there have been multiple instances that have taught me that stakeholder engagement is a very essential component of sustainable development. So I call it as a pillar one, which is my early school life. So I was someone decent in studies, but was known more to have been always up for a mischief in the class, which actually I gained more popularity, but for different reasons. And actually, some same attributes are required for networking also. But that too gave me an opportunity to be a regular visitor as an audience to the principal in our office. And you all can guess why. And in one of these such visits, she coached me to channelize energy better. And being a fearless kid and in discipline, over a few months, she also made me the house captain, the school vice captain, and the head of prefectorial board. It was a big learning for me at that early age of my school and childhood that being disciplined and being fearless, if combined, can actually change the path towards being positive. From there to being awarded the principal's trophy of being the best student all rounder of the school, the first recipient of this trophy in 1989. And now I also am the president of the Indian Navy Children's School Alumni. So the school I passed out from, and I am now managing the alumni as the president of the Indian Navy School. But I still doubt some of these achievements, whether they were genuine or I learned to be better than the lot. Uh, I learned that by combining discipline and fearlessness, you can confidently approach the stakeholders to align them with your overall goals, professional as well as personal, and bring valuable outcomes through combined actions. Uh, Thanks for changing the slide, Ishika. Uh, Moving on to the next pillar, which is life with my near and dear ones. So they say that the journey of learning actually begins from our home. So here's the second experience. On the home front, and trust me, as I speak about it, some of you will be able to resonate. It wouldn't be very different, but it's very important that you understand the connection between managing the different stakeholders and the experiences. So on the home front, I had the opportunity to grow up in a joint family. Back then, joint family were actually quite a thing. And things are crazy most of the time. And you learn to live and thrive in a chaos, fighting for the newly launched TV to watch the favorite show, be competitive with each other while playing carom or cards. We all remember the silly yet sweet moments. There would always be some members in the family who would be not so engaging, but you still learn to engage with all of the stakeholders. So I would say I was fortunate enough to gain my first few lessons in stakeholder management from my family as well. At home, sitting every night with my grandfather, reading the Ramayana, where everyone in the network came together to help Lord Ram to rescue Goddess Sita, was a classic example of learning on building connections and managing expectations. Although these things were not so fascinating to me back then, but now I realize why a strategic, clear, and prioritized communication with stakeholders can help you develop plans to mitigate risks, align business goals, and eliminate delays. It definitely helps in change management. So, moving to the third pillar, thank you. So, as part of my career, I got the opportunity to become the CEO of a company at the age of 27. I became the youngest CEO in one of the telecom product and solutions joint venture of one of the largest tech MNCs of date. I had the privilege of being mentored by leading professionals across verticals and horizontals. All these professional leaders have taught me to focus on three forms of networking: operational, personal, and strategic. Most managers who think they are adept at networking are often operating only at an operational or personal level. Strategic networking can only be effectively possible by leveraging the creation of inside and outside links. So we learn, unlearn, and relearn maximum from our customers as we focus on enhancing their happiness index experience. Very, very important. And remember, the world is how we shape it. So most managers who think they are adept at networking are often operating only at an operational or a personal level. So let us now look at this short video, how we can manage our stakeholders. It's very, very important. So, I mean, as you saw, it was not very difficult, and we've just uh, tried to make it very simple for you. So we learn, unlearn, and relearn maximum from our stakeholders, as you would have just gone through last few minutes of this talk. To evolve and succeed both in our personal and professional lives, we must listen to what our stakeholders have to say. Very, very important. Now, today for me, building connections, sharing thoughts, meeting and interacting with new people has become just a fun hobby, which I actually enjoy deeply. You can see as an example, as a backdrop, I have over 500 plus selfies with renowned personalities from around the world. And it has been real fun to network and learn from each selfie moment, from these virtual celebrities to many. But as I got real with some of them, it's not just once, but some of them I met multiple times, like my favorite, Big B, which is outside of Bollywood, have set up as well, at business platforms, networking with him at Fiki and NASCOM, and all credits and power of networking and building connections. So with social networks, teleconferencing, and webinars, you're able to meet more people in more ways than ever before. But not all are going to help us create new possibilities. So what we've tried to summarize it that most important is, as my closing up remarks is, let's please together create. And what it means by creating is communicate, respect, empathize, and continue to be ethical, agile, trust and transparency, very, very important, and engage with integrity, CREAT, create. So thank you all for patiently listening to me. I hope, I mean, given the time, I hope in the last 30 minutes, I was able to give you a flavor of how easy it is to manage stakeholders and to let you know a little bit more about stakeholder management by sharing some of my experiences with you.
So generally, what happens when you have a connection, and maybe after 2 years or a couple of years, what happens? Your connection gets amortized over a period of time. So what do you do to keep your connection live? How you keep your connections connect with your connection over a period of time, that it doesn't feel like whenever you go to them that you come for something for a need, rather than there was a connection, continuous connection with them. So what path you take to keep them alive?
Okay, so that's a very good point, Charanpreet, and I have tried to practice it for many years now, and I would have I mean, a lot of connects on LinkedIn, Twitter, Facebook, WhatsApp, and everywhere. Now, it's what is very important is that a connection is something which is two-way, not one way. But at the same time, you have to don't think about make that effort. So a simple New Year greetings to most of the people in your network makes the difference. At least people think that these days there are multiple mechanisms. People update their WhatsApp stories, people update their Facebook stories, but there are few connections, Charanpreet, which I still prefer the traditional way. I call them personally on their birthdays. I wish them one to one rather than doing on a WhatsApp where already 150 people are saying, and by the pressure, everybody is saying, so many people have wished Charan Preet. I should also wish him. So I will also say HBD Charan Preet. That's it, finished. Job is done. Personally, I would like what I do is that I would either call you, send you a voice message, or send you a one-to-one message, which is away from the group, to try and make that individual connect and get into out of it. So that's very important. And same thing I follow with my customers as well.
Thank you so much, Tarun, for sharing the insights you have shared on the topics. It was really very, very, I would say, and as I said, I have heard one more session, which, I mean, the recording you had shared. You really, I mean, put in a lot of effort, and the sessions you take are really very nice. And thank you so much for taking out time and putting in effort and sharing your life experiences with us. And we look forward to have many more sessions with you going forward for the other groups as well. Thank you so much once again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody. And once again, wishing you a very, very happy new year. Let's just kickstart this new year with a lot of positivity. And one last tip before I leave is that please focus on your health. Reduce your screen time. Uh, if you're at home, like in office, what we do is we take break times, we move out. I would say every 90 minutes, please take minimum of 15 minutes of break. If nothing else, go out in the fresh air, talk to your friend. And I mean, all of my friends are aware. All of the people are aware that morning 8 to 9 and evening 6:30 to 8 p.m. I am out working in the garden, and that's when I am on my Bluetooth and the phone, and I'll speak to everybody. So it's walk when you talk. So no screen time. Is just talking to people, which I love, uh, and I'm sure focus on health is the most important thing. And during this time, we all have come through a lot, and I think 2021, let's not feel that there is no pandemic, nothing. We've started the building up journey. Let's continue to build together and make it more beautiful for each one of us and our families at Sopra Steria and Sopra Banking Software India. Thank you, and I sign out from here. Thank you. Bye bye.